Hello, welcome to Dreams of Wings, and welcome here to Lelystad, which of course is the home of FSWeekend, which is happening this weekend. Unfortunately, I've not been able to get here, but it suddenly occurred to me that I'm doing quite a bit of Spitfire flying at the moment, and of course this is the departure for the final leg of the Silver Spitfire route that I flew back in the day in P3D. And today we are going to do it in MSFS 2024. And this scenery, I've got to say, is absolutely excellent. This is the Papa Hotel scenery. It's just so detailed, really nice. I'd be interested to know, I've never been here, but I'd be interested to know if you have been here, what you think of it. And of course, G-IRTY, the Silver Spitfire that we're going to be flying today, and we've actually got two of them, we're seeing double. Was originally a static exhibition here for some time until she changed her identity to the Silver Spitfire and ended up flying around the world. What a story that is. You imagine that. You're sitting on your arse in a museum for years, and then suddenly you get to fly around the world. But this scenery from Papa Hotel is really nice. It reminds me of the Duxford scenery from Chico and Mick, you know, the way that you've got the information on the signs. I kind of get the impression that if you came here in real life, you would feel very much at home and you'd understand it all. And if I could speak Dutch, I would translate that for you. But luckily for you, unlike a little bit of French, I can't speak any Dutch, so I'm not going to try and attempt to do it. Now, let me quickly show you the route, because that might be quite useful. By the way, you are more than welcome to join. We're on the Western Europe server, starting off here at Lelystad, and yeah, come along for the ride. So we are here. We're going to fly over to Amsterdam, because why the hell not? Because they've just done the world update round here, haven't they? So we'll go and have a look at Amsterdam, and then we are coming down to The Hague. Then we're going to fly down the coast down to France, and then at Calais we are going to ping across the channel, overfly Lid, and then we will head to Goodwood. So it's a nice little flight. Shouldn't take too long, certainly not in the Spitz or any warbird of your choice, but it should be a nice little flight. Anyway, you will you will have spotted something that I only spotted once I was setting up for the flight. We have a gate in the way. I am putting absolute trust in Papa Hotel that they wouldn't have put a parking space over here if there wasn't some kind of automatic mechanism for that gate opening, a little bit like the crash gates at Duxford. So yeah, we are going to take that chance. Anyway, it's wonderful to have you along. Thanks for joining. I'm just going to get everything set up now. Let's just get, there we go. Head tracking is sorted out. Let's do a quick ping on the labels just to make sure. We've got, wow, we've got Aiden in the Lank. That's interesting. We have got XI come Clarity in the other. Now this is interesting. So we are in the original IWC Schaffhausen sponsorship for the flight, and you can see over there that we have the Blackbird. She, after flying around the world, she was bought by a Dutch company. Sorry, not a Dutch company, a Danish company, and she wore the Blackbird logo for a while. I think at the moment she's still owned by the Danes, but at the moment she's kind of looked after and flown by Spitfires.com down at Goodwood, the chaps who took around the world. And yes, Stretch Edits, I have done a check on fuel this time round in terms of when I dumped the old slipper tank that makes her look rather ugly. I made sure that I topped up the tanks in the Spit, so we should be okay. But if not, the Silver Spitfire actually had extended range tanks fitted, so we can simulate that by doing a bit of in-flight refueling. There you go. Dread, how you doing? Look, quickly, hello everybody. Ash, Dread, It's, Aiden, Ash, Murdoch, Stretch, good to see you all. Dread Metis, I remember that airport with the train crossing the airport. This owner could do something like that. Yeah. So does this airport have a train crossing it? I only ever flew from here in P3D, so I don't remember if it had anything specific like that. Ash, yes, that's right. I remember now. You have a slightly different name here, but yeah, lovely aeroplane. Lovely aeroplane. Right. So as we know, Flying Iron have got a new Spit in the works. I am trying to spend a bit more time in their original Spit just to get used to her. She does have some interesting behaviour compared to the A2A1. She's certainly a lot more jittery than the A2A1 was, not quite as smooth. I think that's probably down to MSFS physics more than anything else. But lovely to fly. And of course she's a Mark 9, whereas the A2A1 that I took on the Silver Spitfire trip around the world was a Mark 2. So this should be good. Anyway, okay, so like I said at the beginning, if you want to join, we are on the Western Europe server. I am blethering a little bit just to give people time to load in if they want to, but we are now about to start engines. So I need to start shutting up and start thinking a little bit. So there we go. Let's move the hatch. And I always have to remember, one of these will open it, one of these will close it, that will close it, that will open it, and it will also ping it right open. So let's remember that when we go down the bleeding runway, take off, and we don't want to open the door. Okay. So let's do a few things. So we'll crack the throttle, prop fully forward. There we go, just crack it a bit more so we get the power on, and then we can put mixture to rich. Of course, in this bit it's an automatic mixture level, so if we put it forward it's basically on, if we pull it back it's off. If you start leaning it in flight you might suddenly find you cut your engine. There we go. Ash starting up there. Oh, let me I am conscious, by the way, that there will be other people flying here, so I don't want to be a complete pain in the arse and get in the way. The wind at the moment is 11 knots from 107, so we'll be using runway 05. I've noticed that traffic might be using other runways, but depends what weather they're on. Okay, so as we know, the wobble pump isn't animated in this version at the moment, so we just click it, so you'll see the fuel pressure warning light go out. Just clicking it, click, 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 go on. Oh, idiot, turn your fuel cock on. There we go. There we go, light out, give it a few more pumps, pump up the jams. Now we can prime, so I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm going to give it 1 just for fun. Let's have the mags on. Quick look around. Let's just check we have parking brake on. We do. That's good. It was a bit embarrassing when you don't have that and you suddenly go flying into the KLM 747. Okay, let's start. She's not going to start. She's been naughty. I love it when this happens. It actually makes you feel that the aircraft is a little bit more alive, which I quite like. Now it could be that with the temperature maybe I've overprimed it a little bit, so we'll just give it a second. I'm just going to give it another go, just without adding any more prime. New. So let's primer. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Quick check over here. Yeah, that's so good. There we go. There we go. She was just letting me know who's boss. Lock the prime. There we go. All good. bring her back a little bit. I'm going to put the fuel pump on. There we go, and let's have the pitot heat's already on by the looks of it, and I'm going to open the radiator flap while we're faffing about on the ground because we've got quite a fairly long taxi. Now, while I remember, I'm going to put some nose up trim. I would normally use nose down, and originally that's what Flying Iron had in their manual, but I've noticed that they've changed to nose up in the checklist, and that could be because they're working with the Battle of Britain Memorial flight more and more, and they use nose up. So there you go. I'm getting used to that. Now, this is the moment of truth. I'm just going to kill the labels. This is the moment of truth. This is where we find out. We find out if the gate's going to open. Okay, Ash, bear with me. I'll do the honourable thing and I'll go first and see if I can prang the gate open. So stick back. Quick check of the temperatures. Temperatures are good. Certainly the wall temperature is enough for us to start moving. It's getting a little bit... Oh, hello. Well, they're not opening yet. Still not opening. So, wonder how... Maybe I just need to get a little bit closer. How close do we get with our big spinning prop? Okay, that's about as close as I'm going to try. Right. Okay. So let's do some quick thinking. I'm going to quickly check. Bear with me. I'm going to lock that off. Conscious that our Spitfire's getting hotter, and do what I probably should have done. Have a quick check to see if there's any documentation with this scenery, and see if we need to press a button or something. There isn't. Maybe there's a particular function or something that you have to press, but I can't see any documentation. Okay. Oh, I don't like doing this, but we're going to drive through it. We're going to drive through it. Okay. Oh my lord. Okay. Well, it didn't hurt. Blah. I don't. Is there a keybind for opening doors? I've certainly never used one. Oh, set the radio frequency. Sorry, Dread. Je suis désolé, mon ami. How are our temperatures? Yeah, we're getting a little bit hot. Let's keep the S-turns in. I guess that's one of those things, isn't it? There's probably a very clever way of opening those doors. I'm sure there must be. You wouldn't put a parking spot there unless there was. So I might have to investigate that. I literally bought this scenery about half an hour ago just as I was setting up. Because I thought it looked really nice, and I thought it would be nice to depart from a more realistic version than the standard issue offering that we had. Oh, concentrate. Concentrate. Nice scenery though, isn't it? Plenty of detail. Yeah, I can see the two windsocks as well stretched. There we go. Got duplication coming from something, I guess, unless that's what it's like in real life. I've no idea. Lovely Mustang there. Right, we've got a bit of a wiggle here, so let's keep an eye on that. Oh, to do this in real life, eh? Wow. Okay, let's concentrate a moment. And just bring it to a halt. As I say, I don't want to ruin anyone else's flight, and if people are flying in and out of Lelystad, the last thing they need is some absolute idiot suddenly coming in. So we got Tracer, I recognise that name, he's one of us. He's one of us. Okay, so that's all looking good. Have we got anyone on approach? I don't think we have. Yep, we're all good. Okay, so quick check. I have done the I've done the trim. That's all good. Happy with that. Temps are getting higher, but I have got the radiator in manual open. We're starting part way down the runway, but that should give us plenty of time. We're in a Spitfire, not in some big lumbering jet. Okay, so quick check. What's the wind doing? 11 knots from the right, so we're going to have a little bit of a crosswind. Everything's looking good. Feet on the brakes, stick back and to the right. Power on. Behave yourself. A little bit jittery from the wind, but nothing too bad. Let's come back with the RPM a little bit. Close the hatch using the right clicky spot. There we go. A little bit of cloud up here. So I'm just going to put the labels back on just so that we don't conflict with anybody. I do not want to be a pain in the arse to anyone. And then we'll just do a quick flyby. See Golf Mike is lining up there. Recognise that name. Good to see you. Interested to see what the scenery is like now, actually, since we've had the world update. Golf Mike plenty of space, and then we can tip in. Quick check. You can actually see part of this runway is disused, so that kind of makes sense. Just going to bring along the grass, rather just avoid the runway, just in case anyone spawns in, and it gives us a closer look. Quite something to think this is the original home of this aircraft. Beautiful. Okay, let's head for Amsterdam. quite low cloud this today, isn't it? Luckily it's not too heavy. If it does get too heavy, we may have to kill it, because this isn't an IFR flight, that's for sure. Oh, that's cool, Stretch. That's good to know. Okay, so I'm going to bring boost back to 2. I do have some habits from flying the Mark II. I know some people like to fly with a little bit more boost. I'm going to bring the RPM back to 2000. I'm just going to do some trimming. I'm going to kill the labels now, and let's have radiator to automatic. Temps good. Everything's looking rather lovely. Okay, let's have a quick look outside. There we go. Getting a bit carried away with the turning. I just realised we're turning the wrong way. I'd never be able to fly radio controlled. Oh, that's nice. There is something quite special about flying with other warbirds. Okay, let's get back inside the cockpit. Just listening to the engine. Sounds absolutely fine. As I say, this is live weather. Just running into a little bit of cloud. The scenery in this sim is beautiful. Anyway, how the devil is everybody? I hope you're having a good Sunday. I had one of those wonderful moments this morning where I woke up at 5 AM and sorry, I'm just looking over at the map. Why did I mark that as a... Okay. Had one of those wonderful moments where I woke up at 5 AM and I thought it was Monday morning, and I was lying in bed and I was thinking, okay, got to do this today and this is going to happen, and because my day job has gone absolutely ballistic at the moment. And love all the greenhouses. Look at that. Of course, it's well known, this area, for its glasshouse agriculture. Yeah, so there I was planning out my working day, planning out where to avoid the mines in the minefield of life, and suddenly thought, hang on a minute, it's Sunday. You only had one day yesterday, you didn't have 2 days. So yeah, I thought I would celebrate it by doing a stream. I had no idea, or no plan rather, to do a stream, but then I thought, to hell with it. I'd been reading a little bit about the Silver Spitfire this morning, and then I thought, we've got the flight sim show going on, and it all kind of added up. I've noticed this in the sim more so now. You get this kind of LOD with water and shorelines, where you see, like up ahead, how that is kind of just breaking up. That kind of spit of land there is just kind of breaking up, and the water is coming over it. Not quite sure what causes that, but I'm noticing it more so recently. What a lovely day to fly. By the way, if there is anyone from Holland here and you want to pop some tour guide notes in the chat, you are more than welcome. Quick check down, so you can see we're doing a good speed. We are, well, we're about boost +3, 2000 RPM, and we were doing 25 or 250 miles an hour. Just dropped down. I think this is a little fort on here from memory from the last time. It's something, isn't it? I suspect that's a fort, but it's put autogen on it to try and make sense of it. So there we have Amsterdam on the nose. This will be interesting. I always, when flying into a city, there's always for me a slight sense of trepidation, wondering what is going to happen to the old FPS. Is the FPS absolutely going to fall on its arse and turn into a PowerPoint presentation? But certainly using DLSS these days, and now that I've upgraded my rig, it seems to be a little bit better. But this is lovely, isn't it? Loving the detail. What was that great big thing there? Is that some kind of weird... Seems to have rectified itself a little bit. I thought that was one of those kind of weird autogen things, photogrammetry monsters that you get from time to time. But yeah, loving this detail. Steve, we're right, just coming over the top of Amsterdam right now. If you load in at Schiphol, if you're quick, then you'll probably be able to catch us up. Look at the detail on the buildings down there. Reminds me of when we were flying over Glasgow and there was that poster of Billy Connolly on the wall, or the mural. Amazing. Okay, so we just do a quick left turn here. Look at that. Wow. Oh, someone flying there. This sim never ceases to amaze me. Flying into a little bit of murk. Let's just drop it down a little bit. See if we can just come out of the bottom of this cloud. Hopefully we're not heading into overcast. Now this is this other thing that you sometimes see in this bit. You sometimes get red building. You sometimes get look at this. I love that when you see the gantries over the motorways with the signs on. Right, focus. Schiphol up ahead. Schiphol on the nose. Let's make sure we don't screw anyone else's flight up. In fact, let's just quickly get some height. I don't want to be that guy that suddenly ruined someone's ILS approach after they've been flying for 15 hours. That should get us out of trouble. Just come over the top here. I've completely forgotten what I was waffling about now. So I wonder if at Schiphol, I wonder if this has been updated. Just do a quick circuit, just have a look. It looks like it's got some more kind of handcrafted stuff going on at the moment. Steve, we are just above Schiphol Airport. Definitely looks more handcrafted, doesn't it? Okay, now Steve, this is for you. Have a look at the screen. So this is where we are now, just above Schiphol, and we're flying down in this direction. So you have got the option of loading in. You could load in at Echo Hotel Victor Bravo. You could load in if you want to go somewhere a bit further out. These are all helipads down here, and I'm trying to fly. You could load in at Rotterdam and try and intercept. So there's a few options there if you want to. Okay, I think we are looking at the wind direction. I don't think anyone's going to be using the runways that we're conflicting with now, so let's drop down so we can see some scenery again. Quick check of where we're at. That's all good. Temperatures are good. Oil pressure's good, and temperature's good. Lovely to see the Corsair. I've not flown that in ages. Get rid of the labels. This is a lovely aeroplane. Very nice. Right, Aidan, keep going. Don't change heading. I need some practice. A little bit too close for me. Okay, nice. That's enough. I can't remain silent and concentrate for so long. I do like flying formation, but I do find that it's a bit like landing in helicopters. You suddenly find that you're having to focus on what you're doing. Okay, let's have a look. Just getting back on track again. Dread, I fly it with, so I always have the stick extension in place. Oh, hello. We're about to get buzzed. Felt like a scene from Battle of Britain for a moment then. So we're coming up on the Hague now. Quick check. How's the temps? All good. So yeah, like I said at the start, we are on the Western Europe server, so if you want to come along, we are just approaching the Hague, and then we're going to be heading down the coast, down to France, and then across at Calais. We will ping across to Goodwood to take G-IRTY back to where she's looked after. You can see that water LOD thing that I'm talking about all of a sudden popping in like that, which is a bit pants. So, oh, sorry, Aidan. Does not help when the guy that you're trying to fly with keeps saying, "Oh, let's go and have a look at that," and suddenly you find that he's flying towards you, so my apologies for that, Aidan. So let's just bring it down, fly over the Hague. Sparky, how you doing, mate? Hope all is good with you. How are we doing? All good. Again, the detail is just wonderful. Wow, that's some kind of fun fair going on down there. That's worth a look. This is just stunning. Shame about the mist. Look at that detail. That's insane. That's amazing. All the caravans and trailers. That fun fair. Good God. Amazing. Yes, I use that word again. Okie doke. There's a part of me that wishes I was in a helicopter because you could have some fun around there. Plenty of places to drop into and do a bit of helicopter practice. So, just dropping down, trying to get out of this murky mist. There's lots of really interesting buildings around here. Watch out for the big masts. That could hurt. Of course, one of the things that isn't over in this neck of the woods that I love is mountains. But when you've got ground scenery like this, it's insanely detailed. It's really interesting to fly over. It gives you something to look at. This is one of the reasons why I could never go back to P3D, because when you've got a world that's alive as this, it's very hard to go back. Here we go. More of these glass houses. Always something interesting to see, like down there. Just something just catches your eye. And again, if you're in a helicopter, then you could just say, right, okay, I'm going to land down there. And if you've got Go Fish, you could try fishing down there. I'm sure they'd love that. But it really does make you realise just the extent of the. I believe it's flowers. I think a lot of what's going on in these glass houses is flowers. Oh, isn't that lovely? Sorry for the guys flying along. I know I'm weaving around everywhere. I'm just having a good look at everything. Look at that lovely silver elliptical wing. Beautiful. Okay, so I believe it's Rotterdam, the famous port. We'll have a quick look at that. what that is. Looks like it's a tugboat, but it's the photogrammetry. Huge port, isn't it? There you go, helipad. Now, if I was in a helicopter, I would definitely be taking a crack at that, but you never really know if it actually exists or whether it's just some kind of cruel trick of photogrammetry, and you perform an excellent approach and then you suddenly find yourself slowly sinking inexorably down through the bowels of the ship and into the cold, dark ocean. That was a bit dramatic, I know, but you know what I mean. Okay. There is our coastline. Nice detail. I meant to say at the beginning, I always forget to say right at the start when it would be most useful. Sometimes people ask what preset I'm using on the Atmos. This is the Andrew Bennett preset, so the AB presets. I don't use a weather preset in Atmos, but I do use the Enviro and Atmos. If I'm honest, I don't really get what the weather preset does in Atmos, and I seem to remember reading somewhere that if you just stick with MSFS live weather, you don't really, there's not a huge amount of benefit from the weather preset in Atmos, but I keep saying to myself I need to find out more about what that means. I think we've got some weird photogrammetry going on there. Either that or the aliens have invaded in Holland. Whoa, there's that. Hey, there it is. There's that weird kind of turbulence you get. I think that's what I was trying to talk about before and then lost track. With this spit, sometimes you get some crazy turbulence when you're low level, and all of a sudden it wants to flip the wing, and it's all over the shop, so you can't get too comfortable. Some more ships on the nose. You can see I'm having to fight the aircraft, and I don't want to get too low because it definitely feels a little bit unstable now in this turbulence. Let's have a look. What is that? Oh, it's a little sail ship. It's we've had a collision. Can we call out search and rescue, please? Collision, 2 sail ships. It's nice to get some time in the sim. I rarely get any time these days, so it's good to fly. Okay, feeling that the turbulence has dropped off a little bit now. Famous last words. Let go of the stick, what's it going to do? Needs trimming out a little bit, I think. Let's come back on the... There we go. Yeah, It's a little bit more stable. Surgivan, it is definitely. Really looking forward to the new version. Yeah, I do love the Spitfire. I've only been in 2 warbirds in real life. One was a 2-seater Spitfire that I got a chance to have a fly of, and that is Gilda, who's based at Goodwood. So apart from the Spit being the Spit, I do have a special love for Spits because of being up in one, and then of course the Harvard as well. I would love to have a really nice Harvard. Randall is doing an excellent job of trying to mod the Asobo Harvard into something that's a little bit better. Ah, Murdoch, you're over Dover. Excellent. We'll look out for you. Okay, so this is interesting. According to little nav map, we should be flying over something that looks a bit like sandbanks or marsh, but it doesn't appear to be in the sim. So I'm guessing that that's tidal, and whenever they took the data for the sim, that wasn't showing. And I've noticed that there's a lot of people flying. So we're going to have a quick shout out to the squadron. So let's get labels on and let's pop outside. There's quite a few. I didn't realise quite so many people had joined. Good to see you all. As I say, it's always lovely to have other people flying along when you're flying warbirds. Wonderful. Okay, get back in because I'm flying all over the place because I'm gawping at the map. So yeah, I'm guessing that is some kind of tidal banks there that you can't see, or that weren't around. Do you know what just suddenly occurred to me? Apart from the wind turbines, I don't think I've seen a single windmill. Maybe that's a bit of a stereotype, or maybe it's just not appearing in the sim, but I think if we go down a little bit lower, I'm guessing that's a row of beach huts there. First person to spot a windmill wins a prize, and that prize is, I promise never to sing any tune or song on a stream ever again. It's worth it, folks, it's worth it. You've not been inflicted with it yet. There we go. So we've got a bit of turbulence there. Right wing being yanked right down. Let's get that back again. Turn the labels off. That's an interesting tower. I cannot even begin to pronounce that. I am sorry. There is no way I can pronounce that word. But we're it's the town of Zandik, by the looks of it. If that helps you stretch. Let's see. We're coming up on Middleburg. Sorry guys, following. I'm looking at the map and all over the place. So we're coming up on the town of Middleburg, city of Middleburg, and our next. No, they're all helipads by the looks of it. There is a massive big canal. I really need to see a windmill. see something like this and I start doing something like this, there's always a voice in my head saying, don't be a fool, don't be an idiot. You are not a member of the Hannah family and you are not qualified for hijinks. Also a little bit sceptical of crash boxes. I don't quite know, I've done it before where I've flown under a bridge and suddenly it crashes, and that's because in the sim world there's an object there. So, over the water. Really are lucky with this weather. It's not bad at all. The wind is kind of behaving itself. When I checked the weather at Goodwood just before heading off, it looked like there might be a bit of a crosswind there, which could be quite interesting. Ado, where is the windmill? You're on my wing there, so where's the windmill? Où le windmill? Show me the windmill. If you can circle above the windmill, I'm going to come back round. We've got to see a windmill. I know that does make us a little bit on the cheesy tourist level, but right, I'm going to get the flags up just so I can spot him. Acquiring target. Where's he gone? Where is Ado? There he is. Okay. Let's have a look. Oh, he's heading back that way. Exit of the canal. Ah, and that is a perfectly logical place for one to be. So let's have a look. A little bit of a backtrack, but it'll be worth it. Well spotted, Ado. I think I should make you the squadron intelligence officer. That. Oh, coming back round. Ado is our spotter aircraft here. Okay. Where's the windmill? There it is! You diamond. You absolute diamond, Aiden. I could not come here without seeing a blooming windmill. Look at that. Our very own Dutch windmill, spotted by Aiden. Well done. And thank you for winning the prize, which is me never singing on stream ever again. Okay, let's head back over here. Quick check of our instruments. How's the That's good. We can actually have a quick look over here at our live data. Range 224 nautical miles. Absolutely fine. We are currently 169 nautical miles from Goodwood, so we're okay as long as we don't do anything silly. And that's where I tend to get it wrong, and I start putting the power on and messing about, and suddenly find that I'm running out of fuel. Okay, let's have labels off. Hello. Nicely done. It's a lovely aircraft, Corsair. It's always been one of my favourite designs. I love that gull wing. He can see me, so I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. There we go. And of course, the lovely big radial engine. Missed a turning, so a bit of a right turn here. Down to Zeebrugge. I believe it's time for a slurp of tea. Slurp of tea in stereo. Stand by. Hopefully that was quiet. Just pointing the nose at Zeebrugge. So if we keep doing what we're doing and we keep the speed and everything as it is, we should hit Goodwood. If you're in the UK, we should hit Goodwood. Hang on a minute. Max confusion. Okay. Yeah, we should hit Goodwood at about 20 past 12, thereabouts. We're about 45 minutes away at the moment. That sounds awfully like a jet. Why can't I hear a jet? There it is, it's a Honda jet. Is that the Honda jet or is it the other one? I've no idea. Where's he gone? Who's that? Bad Dog Mungo. So coming up on Zeebrugge. It's like a tour of harbours, this, isn't it? Vision jets, there you go. Polska Aviation, thank you. That's very kind of you, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit frustrating at the moment because it hasn't been updated for a while, but for me that 500 the 500 build, yeah, works okay, and of course Andrea is constantly updating the Random and Anywhere mod, so that works nicely. Another enormous port. Okay, let's bring it back down. Lose some height. We have a pier. I don't know if it's a pleasure pier or a industrial pier, but we're about to find out. I'd say that's a pleasure pier. Hello everybody. There's a lot of detail down there, isn't there? Let's get the wing. Look at that. It's like some kind of festival going on. What is that? Die Osterput. No, that was Huge van. Yeah, I. In reference and, or rather with respect to anyone from Holland, I am not going to attempt a pronunciation of that. That we just flew over. But very interesting detail on the beaches. Getting a little bit misty, isn't it? Considering we are flying quite low. It's a bit of sea mist. You can see how low it's coming down to. So we'll just scoot along here. A little bit of an FPS drop there. Just when it's interesting. So it just seems to be when it's at a certain angle, but it's not. I'm imagining things. But that is definitely a low mist. Where the top of it is actually, let's just see where we pop out. It goes up a kind of out of it now. We're just skimming the top of it now, I'd say. If it will be like that out to sea when we cross the channel once we get to France. So what's this, Ostend? Definitely playing up in the clouds now. There's that lightning would have no problem at all keeping up with this spit. Huge amount of power there. Okay, let's get back down through the clouds. We're over the sea at the moment. Come back on the RPM gently. IFR for a moment. Let's try and get some reference. There we go. Not a great idea letting down in mist over the water. So I'm trying to go back over the coast so we've got better reference. But this mist does seem to be coming down to the bottom. I just want to get... Yeah, we're getting quite close to the water now. Yeah, not happy to carry on trying to do that. So we'll kill the descent, come over to the coast, checking my map. Not far at all from Calais, really, in the grand scheme of things. Looks like we're leaving the bulk of the mist behind. So we can follow the beach now. We'll follow the beach all the way to Calais. And then cross over. At least the viz is okay so that we can see that, but there's a big block of murk ahead. Dread, I don't suppose you you live on the north coast of France by any chance, do you? Interested to know what the weather is like in the real world there today. Look up. I think I'm a little bit, probably a little bit late looking up. So we can keep tracking that beach. Is that another windmill? Of course, when they did this in the Silver Spit, they weren't prattling about doing this kind of stuff, but it's nice to be able to run this route again. I think there's a video somewhere on the channel from the P3D days of actually flying this leg with a group there. From the old days. Interesting. Lots of dunes here. I mean, it is insane when you actually think about the level of detail that's in here, that it makes flying so much, doing this kind of flying so much more interesting, because there's kind of always something to look at. Oh, okay, that's a nice place to live. South of France, lovely. See if I can wind the map in a little bit just so we can have a... So we are coming up on Dunkirk. We're actually pretty much over the beaches of Dunkirk now. Of course, hard not to think of the film. The obvious scenes. Mist is certainly getting in the way of the sightseeing a little bit, but you get the idea. Going to come, there we go, underneath there. There's the harbour. Let's come to the right of these chimneys and then scoot down the spit. Call it a spit. I don't know if it is a spit. It could just be a man-made road or something. Beautiful. Lovely. Sorry, that's my fault. Always happens that you go to Gorp and then anyone who's trying to fly formation is suddenly all over the place. Because I'm not concentrating on flying steadily. Just avoid that tower. Turbulence there. Grab the wing. If you've experienced it, you know what I'm talking about. But it's literally like a giant suddenly grabs your wing and yanks it down. That's what it feels like. Check the temps. All good. Quite a few helipads around here according to Little Nav Map. Power lines. Don't want to twang into them. Lots of power lines. What? Good God, look at that. Great ridge of ground. Always something to look at. Okay, nose back down. Grand Fort Philippe. There it is. Getting bounced around. Visibility is definitely dropping, but we're not far from Calais now. So once we head across the channel, we'll climb above the cloud. I have a blackout curtain in my window. I live about, I don't know, maybe an hour north of Goodwood, but it was certainly sunny blue sky last time I looked. But I've got a blackout blind up so that it doesn't affect the head tracking, so I can't see what's outside the window at the moment. But this is definitely murky. To avoid ADO. So we're coming up on Calais, but are we going to see much of it? I don't think we will. I think this mist and murk. What a shame! It was beautiful when we left Holland. So the ETA at Goodwood remains the same, 12:20. So we're about half an hour away from Goodwood. interesting. The what was it popped up? No, the scenery looks a bit low res down there. Well, that is Calais. Au revoir. À la prochaine. Okay, let's get a climb in. Let's get above this nasty cloud. Definitely murky, isn't it? No, it's not really far across the channel by Spit. So I am hoping this cloud is going to dissipate. That's good to know, Sparky. That is good to know. Just come over the top. Just coming to 5,000 on standard barometric pressure. Okay, this is probably good enough. Trimage. Shout out to the squadron. Now look at that. Looking backwards, does this mean that the cloud is breaking up a bit? Yeah, it looks like it's breaking up a little bit. Okay, that's good. Right, what have we got ahead? Got the B-25. I haven't bought that. I must admit, I have. I've always wanted a good B-25 in the sim, but I've not. I have not bought that one. Need to find out what the current thinking is on it. If anyone in the chat has got it, let me know. What do you think? Beautiful silver wing. Let's kill the labels. So we're flying over the channel now, so there's quite a bit more sea traffic. I've got that, what was it, Seafront Simulations something 2024. So I've got a quite nicely populated channel. Some white cliffs. That is actually Dover over there. So you've got the White Cliffs of Dover to the right, and then you've got Dover itself. Yeah, the cloud is definitely breaking up, isn't it? Let's have a quick look at the map. Yeah, not far at all. I think we can go Dune. And then landfall at Lid. Just over there is, of course, the Battle of Britain Memorial, which we flew over. Wasn't that long ago, was it? We flew over that when we flew out of Goodwood and kind of went round Kent. Tornado en route. I haven't got the tornado, so I'd be very interested to see what you actually appear as. As long as it's not an Airbus, I'm happy. Reminds me, I've got that Jag, that ASUS Jag, and I bought it when it came out because I have a fondness for how the Jag looks. And there were Jags up at RAF Lossiemouth when I lived there, and I bought it with the intention of, you know, really studying it, getting to know it, actually getting into fast jets, and I've not flown it once. I've not even done the old Control-E start, but I need to do that. Need to get some fast jet content on the channel. Let's just have a quick check. Fuel okay. Lid on the nose, and of course the Dungeness nuclear power station, which we will not be flying into. It's nice the detail of the White Cliffs over there, isn't it? And seeing other Spits, warbirds around as well. It is rather beautiful. This is what it's about. Now, no, it's okay. The sun just came out here, and chink of light came through the window, and I think I thought my head tracking was about to go bananas, but it didn't. It's really great. I use the Grass Monkey King Puck system, and it's really excellent, but it's very sensitive. It uses the open track, so I have it calibrated to how the room was before, and now it's a little bit later. The angle of the sun has changed, and there's just a little bit coming in through the window or through a chink around the side of the blackout blind. But I think it's okay. I think it's stable. Love how the that seafront thing is certainly populated. Some nice ships. Okay, quick check on course. We're absolutely fine. All is good. We are 22 minutes, 71 nautical miles, 22 minutes from Goodwood. That cannot be right. I think that must be the leg. No, it is counting down. Oh, I suppose it's, yeah, maybe, yeah. Yeah, no, that makes sense. It's actually, as soon as you see the English coast, you think, oh, we're home. But actually, no, there's still a fair bit to go. I just realised my speed is rather low. Dropped down the boost for the descent and didn't put it back up again. Temperatures are okay. There's the nuclear power station. Have you, Aidan? Do you glow in the dark by any chance, old boy? It's interesting, this area here. I mean, you've got Lid Airport, which of course is beautifully brought to life by Burning Blue design, but when you fly over this bit in the sim, it feels like another country, it's a little bit like a desert. And then you've got these nuclear power station buildings there, and it's almost quite surreal. Nice little lighthouse. Oh, there was a little glitch with the head tracking is okay. So before we do any intricate landings, let's see where that interference is coming from. Okay, bear with me. Keep bearing with me. I am adjusting my head tracking. Eased it a little bit. Okay, let's see how we get on with that. Just had to make a few adjustments. Ah, I wonder if that's our tornado. There he is. Oh no, albatross. So I've never flown that. Never flown the albatross, or have I? No, I don't think I have. I think it's one of the free ones in the sim, isn't it? I've just seen your comments, Aidan. Okay, coming up on where is it? Mary Stanford Lifeboat House. According to the map, I have no idea what we're going to see in the sim. One never quite knows. Camber Sands, just there. Quite a well-known holiday place, I think. Now, is that the lifeboat house there? I think we're just going to see some autogen. I think that's it. I think that's it there. Yeah, just a bit of autogen. Nothing fancy schmancy. Okay, let's have a think about nav, because we are... where are we now? Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to come over to the north of Hailsham. Yeah, okay, so we'll go cross country. Last time we flew along the coast, but I think this time we'll do a bit of a cross country. See a bit of England's green and pleasant land. Nice to see it looking greener. Thank God we are heading into the spring. Aidan, is there anywhere you haven't been, mate? I'm impressed. What is Camber Sands like in real life? It's an obvious thing to say and probably not that interesting, but I love how we flew over Holland, which was so flat but so detailed with all those little villages and the cities, and here we are now flying over southern England, and we've just got these gently rolling hills. Is it the Sussex Downs? Hastings on the coast, just kind of where the wing is pointing. We flew past there last time we were in this neck of the woods. So let's have a quick look. All is good. We are 16 minutes, 50 nautical miles away, and let's just sense check the fuel. We've got 93 nautical miles range, so we're okay, he said. Never to be heard of again. Scorpion, do you short a landing? Yes, I am short a landing. Now, whether it's a good landing or not is another question. Oh, it's dreadful, is it, Ado? Okay. I shall cross it off my list. Stretch, I would check your settings. So you're obviously online, you've got Western Europe set up. Go into your graphic settings and God, I'm trying to remember the terminology for it. It's like aircraft traffic quality and quantity or something like that. You need to have that turned up quite a lot to be able to see everybody. That can sometimes cause a problem where even though you're online and you're on multiplayer, you can't see anyone. Yeah, I remember that, Ado. How long ago was that? Was that 3 years ago we did that? That was quite something. That was the old Discord server as well, wasn't it? Yeah, I remember we all flew west on the flight that I joined down to Devon and Cornwall. And I think I had to bug out. I think I landed at Exeter and you guys carried on. Yeah, that's another good point, Ada. Make sure you're on all players. So we're just coming to the north of Hailsham, just flying around there, and that is Hailsham over there. Well, Horsebridge in Hailsham. Quick look at everything. All is looking fine. Yeah, 2 years sounds about right. Stretched, as an experiment, you could always try and load in at Goodwood right now, and then at least you'll know if you've got your settings right. You should be able to see us coming in. Yeah, this is more like what the weather's like. So 12 minutes out. Quickly grab the weather at Goodwood, actually. That might be quite handy. So the wind, okay, the wind's dropped. It's 4 knots from 330. Which is quite different to the wind we're seeing at the moment in terms of direction. So so it looks like it's runway 32 at the moment. We'll have a look when we get there. We'll do a recce. Beautiful scenery. I think that is that Lewes Golf Club according to the map. Just make sure we, there we go. Head back over this way, just fly to the north of Lewes. No stretch, Goodwood. Goodwood is the destination. What the hell is that? That's the stadium, isn't it? Oh, it's Brighton. Is it Brighton? Yeah, it's the Brighton football stadium. Interesting. I suppose because I always fly along the coast, I've never noticed it modelled so well. So we've got a bit of mist over here. Just dropping down out of that. Definitely getting a bit misty, just for fun. Says, yeah, you think you're gonna have it easy landing at Goodwood? No, we're gonna put a dirty great big sea mist in. I always find landing the Spitfire these days very interesting because I fly it so little that I am out of tune with it. Just steady on with the FPS there. Just a little bit out of tune with it, so it doesn't always go as smoothly as I hope. So every landing for me these days is practice and training. So don't expect textbook landing by any stretch. Weird goings on down there with the scenery. If those weird little stutters we were getting there because I haven't cleared the cache in a while. Rookie error. I always clear the cache before I do a stream, and didn't do it this time because I was so rushed. I was so excited. There's Shoreham just over there, just off the wingtip. I was so excited to get in the spit and do some streaming. I got to clear the cache, but it's not too bad. It's smooth enough, just certain angles. And I guess where it's loading some bits and pieces in. Okay, let's have a quick look. Temp's good. Everything's fine there. Rudder trim is neutral. Interesting how the wind is slightly different. I guess it's where we are now, or the height we're flying at, perhaps is having an effect, but it's definitely different to the reported wind at Goodwood. But we'll have a look at the windsock when we get down there. Six minutes out. Get the kettle on, fellas, we're coming in. Thank you, Black Knight. Yeah, so the wind hasn't changed from what I saw before. It's still 4 knots from 330. Interesting. Ah, okay, the wind has suddenly changed on little nav map. No, it didn't. It suddenly turned round. It's gone back to around about 15, but it suddenly turned round to, it was at 3, it was about 330. I wonder if let's descend down a little. I wonder if there's just like a sudden wind layer change. If I just descend, yeah, descending again, I can see the wind as, yeah, okay. So we're just on, and if I come back up again, of course I'm saying this like you can see what I can see, but basically I'm seeing the wind in the little nav map changes, yeah. So it's just spun back round to 6972. So we've got a very abrupt wind layer going on there. That's I've seen that before. I've actually doing IFR stuff. I've seen that before where I think that something's wrong with the wind, and I ignore what the airport wind is saying, and I pick a different runway, and then suddenly find at the last minute it's the wrong one. Very embarrassing, very unprofessional. Okay, so I'm just banking around here so that we can get a good look at Goodwood. So we'll come round from the north, circle round, we'll do a run-in and brake on runway 32, and then hopefully, fingers crossed, not completely cock up the landing. Shame though. I used to have some really good, I guess it was P3D days, there was some Goodwood house modelling going on, but that seems to have gone. Okay, there is Goodwood. Let's do a quick label check, because again I don't want to screw up anyone's flight. What have we got? Got someone in a chopper. That's about it. Okay. So, quick check. Gently bring it round. Lose some height as we do it. What I'm really interested to see, since I got rid of my France VFR scenery, I don't get that awful stutter or pause that I used to get halfway down the runway. So, and I haven't reinstalled it, but I have reinstalled some other bits and bobs. So, I'm hoping another reason for doing this run in and break is to see if there's any kind of nasty pause. Because if there is, I need to bear that in mind, because it does make landing just a tad more interesting. No, we're clear. Okay, that's good. Okay, throttle back. Forward, check speed coming down, drop the gear, trim, trim. Fighting the urge to tip in. I'm trying to fly slightly wider curved approaches rather than just whack it in and almost land on the turn. Right, let's drop the flappage. Too far. A little bit wobbly. Let's kill the flap. Let's quickly get off the runway so as not to get in anyone else's way. Lovely, look at that. Lightens my heart flying with other warbirds, and then you see a sight like that. How beautiful. How beautiful. Interesting you say that, Black Knight. It's that people always have differing opinions, and I've seen, as I did, I've seen people drop the gear a little bit lower, I guess maybe just to give, or a bit sooner, just to give you enough time maybe to check that everything's okay, and then flaps in the turn as I did there. Yeah, it's I always find with warbirds it's incredible how people have differing opinions on how different things should be done. I remember a very tedious discussion in the old Discord about what the trim setting should be for takeoff. Got a lovely Silver Spit there. Might be a bit embarrassing to prang as we come in to park, so I'm just gonna keep it coming around. There we go. Okay. Break on. Clear the baffles a moment. Come on. There we go, mag's off. And we are down. I could have sworn I opened that. When did that close? I did open the cockpit, didn't I? I did open the canopy. I'm sure I did. I know, it's when I put the parking brake on. The sound's changed and it must have closed. Interesting. I wonder if I've got the wrong configuration set up on my Bravo. We'll soon find out. I start messing about with the parking brake on the Bravo. No? Okay. Weird. Don't know what triggered that. Anyway. How wonderful. So where we've got some floating warbirds, that's probably because they haven't got the scenery. So there's just a slight mesh difference. And we even had an F-18 along. Robinson 22, who was here, is thinking, what the hell is this lot doing? Unfortunately, I don't have the R22, so I've just got nothing. I've got the invisible R22. But there you go. Burning Blue did a beautiful job with this scenery. If anyone's interested, there's a video on the channel from a couple of years ago flying alongside Gilda from here. And some real world footage. Not often there's real world stuff on the channel. And also, I was going to say, it was flying from the air van. Footage was taken from the air van, so if you're interested in the air van that's coming up soon, there you go. There is Gertie in the scenery. There's all the happy spectators all thinking, what on earth was that all about? Came here for a quiet, peaceful sandwich and a spot of bird watching, and then all this happens. Wonderful. Right, well I should lock the old head tracking off there. There we go. I can move my head now and it's not going to make you sick. Yeah, do you know what? It's interesting. I hear nothing but good things about the R22. It's just not a type that I'm interested in. I love obviously the H145 for the HEMS and search and rescue and that kind of stuff. I love the Taughanger 500C and the Huey and the Llama, but I just don't have any interest in the Robinsons. But people keep saying there are, you know, brilliant simulations, really good simulations of helicopters. Nice DC-3 going off there. But who knows? One day. Anyway, look. I've taken up enough of your Sunday. It's been fantastic having you along. Thank you to everybody who's watched. Thank you to everybody who flew along. I hope you enjoyed the flight. It was certainly interesting flying from out of Lelystad and seeing the change of the scenery and seeing the changes in the weather as well. It was a nice trip. Ada, you're absolutely right. The Sea King. Cannot wait for the Sea King. Cannot wait for the Sea King. Anyway, yeah. thank you for watching. Thanks for coming along. Hope you enjoyed the stream. Don't forget, we got a Discord. The Streamlabs has been doing a good job of pumping the Discord link into the chat, but we also have the Discord link in the, if you're watching this on recording, on repeat as it were, then you'll see the link to it in there as well. Just take a moment to listen to the Hurricane. I don't fly the Hurricane very much, but it has got beautiful sounds. So yeah, I'm going to stop waffling now. I'm going to let you get on with your weekend. Thank you very much for joining, and I shall see you again on the channel very soon. Take care now. Bye-bye.